guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's gonna say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch at Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. And the motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh wait, there she is.
In a duel that is equal parts brutal and amusing, Greg Gutfeld smashes Joy Behar with lightning-fast wit and razor-sharp comments punctuated by thunderbolt-like punchlines. If you thought political debate was boring, think again. This explosive exchange rewrites the rules. Gutfeld didn't just argue, he dominated. He dismisses Behar's arguments with bold conviction and biting humor, leaving no room for rebuttal. The clash starts a media storm that has viewers glued, shocked, and cheering.
In tonight's View on the View, here's Joy Behar calling young Republicans dumb.
This business about the aging that keeps coming up and talking about the young generation. The young generation of Republicans are dumb. You've got that Vivek Ramaswamy. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene. You've got, wait a second, Lauren Bubblehead, Matt Gaetz. You have all these people who went along with the insurrection, who believe that Trump won. Oh, Marjorie's out there. Oh, Trump won by a landslide. They're liars, and they are the new generation of the Republican Party.
Joy sure loves running her mouth. She should.
Greg Gutfeld resembles a man who has just been presented with a gift-wrapped opportunity. This type of opportunity arises when someone on television says something so obviously ridiculous that it demands a sensible response. This time, it was Joy Behar who casually went on one of her typical tirades, dismissing conservatives as simple-minded, individuals who are ignorant. Of course, this was nothing new from her.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to Jesse with a 7.
Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1 point.
She had become an art form, or at least a noisy pastime. The only issue was that Gutfeld wasn't in the mood to overlook it. There was no need to yell or vent. Instead, he handled it calmly, deliberately, and with a hint of amusement, like someone moving mismatched furniture in a crooked room. Gutfeld doesn't do slogans, and Joy's statement wasn't just offensive, it was dull and so predictable that it might have been written on a t-shirt offered at a coffee shop in Brooklyn.
Did you watch the whole thing or just the parts that I sent you?
I watched obviously just the parts that you said. Did I watch a whole episode of The View?
No woman can do that unless you're stupid. But
I have a job.
Here's the thing. How can they call themselves progressives when they keep saying that nothing has progressed? Then it's on them.
Right. I just wish I could have, what I would have watched if I could, would have been Joy Behar watching that.
Yes.
And being like, I totally made the right call. It was not an accident that they had him there on her day.
While Joy relishes the pristine studio lights and daily acclaim, others are employed in actual workplaces with actual budgets, creating things and resolving issues. The stark contrast between those who criticize from behind desk panels and those who come in every day to face real repercussions was demonstrated by Gutfeld. He gave examples of conservative leaders who have improved schools, reduced crime, and managed local economies without the benefit of a live studio crew cheering every 5 minutes. He didn't pretend that every conservative idea is perfect, but he contested the notion that any conservative idea is fundamentally foolish if someone is producing better results. One side throws around opinions while the other achieves results. He went one step further and asked what would happen if Joy had to live in one of the places she makes fun of for only a week. He gave the example of her trying to find her way around a town hall meeting in her community, getting lost in a supermarket where no almond cheese is sold, and pumping gas while staring in shock at the prices of diesel.
Of course, there's as much a chance that Trump will be impeached as there is a Joy Behar ever seeing her feet. The Washington Post ran a fluff bomb celebrating centrist Democrat women, going gaga over their resumes, mom energy, and group chat chemistry. But in this journalistic stroke job, not a single policy position was mentioned, which is weird. That's like doing a profile on me and not mentioning my many bodybuilding awards. Thank you.
This wasn't just a roast, it was a full-blown travel documentary from a parallel universe called Everywhere Else in America. The humor came not just from imagining Joy stepping out of her comfort zone, but from realizing how quickly her worldview collapses outside her carefully curated echo chamber. Gutfeld delivered the punch with a smirk. Not malice. If you've never left your bubble, maybe don't act like an expert on those who live outside it. He posed a sharp question: would Behar still call someone ignorant if she had to debate a mechanic, a farmer, a small business owner, or a homeschooling mother face-to-face instead of from the comfort of a TV studio? Or would she realize that understanding America requires more than sarcasm and makeup? Then came the satire. Gutfeld imagined a show called Joy Meets Reality, where Behar travels to conservative towns, tries to grasp the Second Amendment without referencing Broadway, and attends a high school football game without saying something offensive. Survival, not just opinion, would be the real test.
She had that one Halloween where she went as Diana Ross and she felt she was treated differently.
You know, I also just, he also came off as just extremely likable.
Yeah.
I know that they booed him when they heard certain things, but it was hard to watch that and get mad at him or think he's a jerk. So I think maybe being in an environment like that could make somebody very irritated beyond the ability to do that, but he really pulled it off.
What did you make of it?
Try using something better than interpretive dancing to explain inflation. Gutfeld's humor didn't lessen the seriousness, instead, it highlighted how people are constantly mocked for holding different views. This wasn't satire, it was social blindness, and Gutfeld aimed to expose it. Joy wasn't outright rude, but her arguments were built on flimsy assumptions that crumbled under even basic scrutiny. Gutfeld didn't yell or pound the table, he calmly dismantled her logic sentence by sentence, reminding viewers that progress isn't owned by one party nor handed out by talk shows. It's the result of hard choices. He mocked how figures like Behar treat disagreement like danger, confusing debate with threat. The real blow wasn't to Joy's politics, but to her strategy: dodge conversation, then respond with insults. When ideas like personal responsibility, free speech, or tax cuts are mentioned, it's treated like a crisis, not because they're bad, but because they haven't been cleared at the brunch table. Watching it unfold, Gutfeld said, was like seeing someone play dodgeball with ghosts.
Joy Behar, the comedian that inspired me to be a cab driver. She proved yet again how dumb she really is on The View when she pointed out that people in East Palestine voted for Trump. Roll this.
I don't know why they would ever vote for him, because somebody who, by the way, he placed someone with deep ties to the chemical industry in charge of the EPA's Chemical Safety Office. That's who you voted for in that district. Donald Trump, who reduces all safety.
Ooh, you can hear the audience gasp. God, The View's so bad I'd rather watch Jerry Nadler do naked jumping jacks.
After a moment of amusement, you realize there's no one on the other side, just noise and empty swings. He imagined a debate between Joy and someone working 2 jobs to support a family without a media platform, just living their life. Would she mock them to their face and claim they're dragging society backward while they're actually pushing? But in the mirror, he ended it with a kind of mic drop, not in anger, but with clarity. If the only way to win an argument is to call the other side stupid, then it's not a win, it's hiding. Maybe it's fear of a real conversation. Behar's arguments didn't collapse because Gutfeld was louder. They collapsed because they were weak to begin with. No insults, no ego, just facts, humor, and a clear message. If Joy Behar can't tolerate opposition, that says more about her than anyone else. Gutfeld's relaxed delivery wasn't a rant, it was sharp, purposeful comedy with a point.
She wouldn't have, yeah, she's just there. She's just basically inherited that spot. Maybe they can't move her.
Yeah, that could be.
That could be it.
Fossilized.
Yes, it's like she's grown into it. Like those people that they find on sofas and they're like stuck. They have to take and they find the remote control and a fold.
She's a tree person.
She's a tree person, Cat. Shouldn't it, when somebody says something like, these people are dumb, shouldn't there be an app that then like connects these people together and they have to prove that they're smarter?
Behar's statement didn't just backfire. It was dismantled and returned to her in fragments without a single word being spoken. This is what distinguishes this type of devastation. Not loud, not angry, just devastatingly effective. The argument didn't require shouting, it just needed sunlight. However, just when it seemed like Greg had finished his verbal demolition and had gone back to his regular programming, he couldn't help but squeeze a little more juice from the Joy Behar citrus, because when this right moment lands in your lap, you don't walk away, you pour it over everything like hot sauce on scrambled eggs. He briefly pictured a world in which Joy followed his advice and woke up without a teleprompter, publicist, or earpiece feeding her one-liners, just her, a modest rental car, a GPS set to Middle America, a diner in rural Kansas, no oat milk, no kombucha on tap, avocado toast without edible gold leaf, just biscuits, black coffee, and a server named Darlene, who has been running the place longer than Joy has been recycling political takes.
Cancel them. And this has gotta stink, you know, because Joy Behar, she's lashing out at Gen Z for acting like the economy left them behind.
They feel left behind by the economy, and they also see everybody trying to not age. So that they
Please, get a job.
No, but they have jobs. No, they have to work multiple jobs.
There's a million job openings in this country.
So
Get a job.
They've also lived through a pandemic. They've lived through the worst of times. I'm raising 2 Gen Zers, so I want to just defend them a little bit.
Kind of makes you like Joy Behar for a second.
That'll never happen. I think Bigfoot expresses exactly the problem of so many entitled, aging elites. I got mine, what's your problem? The problem is not everybody can be as talented and as beautiful as Joy Behar. Not everyone can have the glorious opportunity to shine on an intelligent vehicle like the View. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
When I hear Joy Behar, I hear the dying gasp of a malicious, self-centered generation. I'll be dead.
When she tries to order an eco-friendly tofu scramble, she gets a look that could curdle soy milk. Joy enters with her eyebrows already raised, as if the air smells strange. Sweetheart, around here scrambled means eggs, Darlene explains, handing her a laminated menu the size of a legal pad. The mission is already failing, trying to bond. By bringing up coastal politics, Greg colors the moment brighter than a Crayola factory. Instead, he's met with firm replies about bills, tractors, and making sure their kids aren't allergic to debate or sunlight. Joy clutches her pearls, wondering if anyone nearby even owns a ring light. She imagines asking where solar powered. Air fresheners are in the hardware store only to be directed to propane and duct tape. She's silently searching for a charging station for her electric anxiety. But the humor here isn't just for laughs, it exposes how disconnected the elites are from the very people they insult.
View.
Save it, dude.
She's on the View.
Totally.
Together they can't get 10 brain cells together.
Thank you.
Oh
That's
God, she's an idiot clown in a fright wig. I think, Rob. Rob.
Yes.
Yes. Look, I don't have a problem with anybody calling anybody dumb.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I say worse things.
Eventually, Greg returns to basics. The irony of the coastal mindset is its distrust of the very voters it claims to defend, assuming they can't make educated decisions without media-approved talking points. That's not just condescending, it's absurd. No one at Joy's table is raising a glass to that because, apparently, success doesn't count if it doesn't come with a hashtag and a celebrity endorsement. It assumes that people are incapable of nuance, as if free will vanishes somewhere between the coasts. More importantly, many of these so-called backwards places are thriving in ways that the elites can't explain, such as low crime, strong families, and balanced budgets. Greg pictured Joy in a small-town barbershop, attempting to convince people that her broadcast tantrums are more important than school choice or growing food prices. "We don't get cable out here, but we do get bills," a man explains as he offers her a chair. Her ability to respond without resorting to jargon would be cut off by one phrase alone.
You talked about Joy and the nonsense that she'd said before. I think on this show.
Certainly, Greg.
If not,
I'm not going to shy away from this.
No, you're not.
We literally talk about anything else.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
No. The View, by the way, we have to say thank you to The View for providing us with info. It was a slow weekend for news, right? I had to do war. So The View just gave us like so much. Did you see it was on Fox all the time? It's like the Fox News went to the View buffet and just started scooping out, going back for more.
Greg used several strategies. Joy did not employ meaningless labels or sloppy generalizations. He never once said that Joy Behar shouldn't speak. On the contrary, he enthusiastically welcomed it since each time she did, she gave him another chance to demonstrate how flimsy her talking points were. What Greg revealed wasn't her volume, but rather her Hoover. The spotlight she loves didn't magnify the truth. Rather, it revealed the fallacy of her arguments. Her microphone sounded loud. Indeed, but Greg proved that noise isn't information with each analogy, humorous sketch, and astute hypothetical, proving that show doesn't equate to content. One eyebrow raised and one well-timed sentence at a time, his takedown was not a tantrum, but rather a clinic in how to analyze exaggerated self-importance with wit and composure. It was the insight, not the insult, that made it so enjoyable. In addition to ruining Joy Behar, Greg Gutfeld also destroyed the myth that conceit equates to brilliance.